I realized only in retrospect that I was becoming a Marxist without having read Marx. I would say things like, I think a lot of liberals are evading the whole issue of class power. There's class power, and that class power plays a role in foreign policy. That's what this is really an imperialistic kind of thing we're looking at. And people would say, that's Marx. Whoa, that's Marx. Or I'd say, I don't think the police are neutral. We always hear they're neutral, they support the law here and there. I don't think they're neutral at all. You look at strikes, the police are always defending the factory against the factory worker. Why don't they favor the factory worker against the factory owners? They go, whoa, that's Marx. That's Marx, isn't it? And I say, I don't think racism is just an attitude that people learn. It's that too, but I think it's a social force that's used and instigated and mobilized to divide people, to divide the working class. Oh, that's Marx, isn't that? That's Marx, And so I started saying, this guy Marx must really be something. Whoa. Here I am knocking myself out to get an analysis, and they're giving him the credit all the time. And he's been dead for how long now? Well, as I say, I was considered a radical. I still am. But I don't think I'm so radical. It's that they're so conservative, all those other people. Right? What we do know is that there are left, progressive, supposedly literate intellectuals who do not see how much the dominant paradigm has seeped into their political consciousness like so much dry rot. And by the way, it's a constant struggle for all of us. All of us. We live in a political culture that is quite insidious, quite resourceful. It has propaganda, but it's not called propaganda. It has images that are paraded constantly. It has duplicity. And so we have to consciously arm ourselves against it. So, I was called a wild man. I was called extremist. Is it extremist? Let me ask you the question. To want peace and social justice? Yeah. You see, I have to guard against it. Some of you have to learn the English language again. The extremists are already in power. These guys are not conservatives. They are reactionaries. They are reactionaries. They are consciously... We learned that a conservative was someone who resisted change and wanted to keep his privileges and interests intact. A reactionary is someone who wanted to unturn all these things and go back to a yet more retrograde position. These guys are reactionaries. They want to bring us back to 1900. They want to destroy all the gains we made in the social net and human services. They want the conditions of labor. They want to destroy all that. They want everything for themselves. They are ruthless reactionaries, and they play for real, and for keeps. In 1992, I'm going to wind it down here. In 1992, the Committees of Correspondence held a convention here in Berkeley, their founding convention. It was very interesting because they were putting together a platform of what the organization would stand for, and somebody got up to the microphone and said, "You don't have anything in there about the rights of gays." And that's right, we should have something about the rights of gays. And then a woman got up and she said, "Excuse me, it should be the rights of gays and lesbians." I said, "Oh, right, that's right." Then a third person, I think he was a guy, he got up and we said, No, it should be gays, lesbians, and bisexuals." And at this point, there's an old trade union lefty sitting behind me. He said it just loud enough for people around him to say, he said, "Yeah, how about putting something in there for the people who are too tired to have sex when they get home from work?"